I finally got around to playing the long overdue SMT5. And let me tell you, I've heard everything. It was good, it was bad, it was in between. My journey with SMT has primarily been positive. So I didn't want SMT5 to ruin its streak. But alas, I bit the bullet, for better or for worse. My SMT journey started with 3 and 5, which I hear a lot of comparisons between. And I would have to agree, but that doesn't make it a bad thing, does it? So I love this opening of a man and woman talking about how the fate of the world will diverge. Through their explanation, we see our main cast, and through their mannerisms, we get an immediate sense of their character. It was a subtle way to do two things at once. There are rumors of shadowy figures attacking people in tunnels and train stations. And sure enough, events lead you to both of these areas, and you're transported to a desert land, only to be saved by this hunk of a man, Proto-fiend Aogami. By fusing with him, you have the power to become a demon-slaying, demon-recruiting magical girl, or Nahobino. You come to find the creator had been slain by Lucifer, and his throne is now empty. Like a tried and true SMT game, there are multiple paths. Law, the side of angels who wish to reclaim God's throne in his honor. Neutral, the side of humanity, which is what I got. True neutral, which I was so close to getting, but I made some decisions a little too soon. And chaos. And while this framing does seem quite bare, there's a lot more nuance to it this time around. Usually it's God versus Satan. Instead, here we get juicy lore that stems from Christianity. In a world of various gods, the one true God, the creator, ascended to the throne and removed knowledge from other gods, turning them into their base form, demons. So it isn't the standard evil satanic monsters running around, but old gods stripped of their knowledge. So it's more of a battle of God, law, and the polytheistic gods, chaos. This time, each side was rather convincing, and I'd say less radicalized than past SMTs I've played, although the angels are still gonna angel. But even angels made respectable points. But siding with chaos this time didn't feel like siding with evil, but rather accepting of divine diversity. Now let's talk representatives, aka characters which SMT is not known for doing well. The primary cast is you, the Nahobino, who is one of the worst protagonists I have ever played as. He doesn't even make sounds. No grunt, nothing, his face never changes, he's extremely awkward, he's actual toast. We have Yuzuru, smart guy, A+ student, down to business sort. Ichiro Dazai, and the game really wanted you to like him, nerdy coward sort. While these were the main representatives, they were not created equally. Dazai got exceptionally more screen time than the others, and somehow still failed him as a character. He goes from point A to D in a blink of an eye, and it was jarring and comical even. Yuzuru gets the bare minimum. He doesn't get personal scenes that focus on why he believes what he believes. It really felt like Yuzuru's scenes were cut because the imbalance was plain to see. The game heavily relies on the player to put the crumbs together. We can see Dazai teeter toward an ideology, but within a single cutscene with no build-up, mind you, drastically changes, while Yuzuru takes orders from Tokyo's higher-ups and we assume he's with the higher-ups. There wasn't really a connection with Yuzuru. He even gets a cool demon, Hayataro, who for whatever reason just suddenly stops appearing late game. I guess to show that Yuzuru can also wield demons, and should you choose Yuzuru's route, you'd get him. But it's not even like he was made to be interesting other than his looks. I mean, at least make him do cool shit to make you want to get him. And let's not forget the other representatives of the neutral route, my route, Yakumo and Nuwa. I actually like these two. Firstly, I love the idea of a badass couple as a neutral route, and a strong neutral route representative at that. Someone who believed in humanity, fuck your angels, fuck your demon, humanity is where it's at. But also showing that the representatives of neutrality aren't so neutral themselves. We got a taste of nuance as they believe only the strong humans are worth saving. They tried to give these characters a little more personality and oomph than SMT3, and I'd say they succeeded, if only by a hair though. I do think Yakumo and Nuwa are awesome, even if they are one note. There are supporting cast members like Tao, the good-natured popular girl, and Miyazu, Yuzuru's timid younger sister. Both were fine. The bottom line is the lore and the world building of SMT5 is fantastic and I was super into it. The characters, they tried, but all I could say is neutral route representation for life, baby. So the common consensus I hear with SMT5 is the story is okay to poor, but the gameplay, like every SMT, that I've played is solid. And despite me having a fondness for the story, I agree. Don't fix what isn't broken with the beautiful press turn system. It's very simple. Anything you can do to the enemy can do back. You both play by the same sets of rules. You have your standard attacks, magic attacks, which are affiliated with an element. Everyone has a weakness. Target the weakness and you get an extra turn, seen by the glowing icon. Now if you miss or your attacks get nullified, you lose 2 turns. If your attack gets reflected or drained, you could lose them all. There's also resistance, which offers no turn-based penalty, only that the attack is slightly weaker. The point is, racking up turns, hitting enemy weaknesses, and avoiding enemy strengths is how the game is won. Extra turns are needed to heal, buff, and debuff. And I cannot stress enough how much you need to buff and debuff. And when you get to a certain area, grind your goddamn heart out. You arrive here in your early 50s and are expected to fight level 70 demons. Easily the worst part of the game. Anyways, new are Magatsui skills. These are game-changing skills that you can use when your Magatsui gauge is full. The standard is that all attacks are critical, but some do massive damage, restore HP and MP to the entire party, etc. Enemies also have Magatsui skills, which makes all their attacks critical, and it's awful. My only issue here is they don't have a bar. Just if you're unlucky, their last move is usually gathering Magatsui, which means their next turn is gonna be rough. Thankfully, there are ways to combat the possible onslaught. SMT is brutal in the beginning, but honestly, that's SMT tradition. SMT 4 is my favorite, and I remember in the early stages I wanted to quit. Same in SMT 5. But if you can persevere and understand that dying is a part of SMT, accept it, embrace it, you'll be alright. You just gotta get up, get out there, and reorganize your party. Now, normally, I'd be like, SMT's all about party composition, less about levels, but I'd say they're close to being equally important this time around. Levels obviously increase your stats, allowing you to delegate 1 stat point per level. But more importantly, level increases dictate what demons you can fuse and recruit. You can only fuse and recruit demons that are equal to or lower than your current level. Come to the world of shadows, where demons gather. This is where the black magic happens. Demon fusion is insanely important because that's your party. Your party is entirely composed of demons. Each demon has different strengths and weaknesses, and the demons fused to make said demon can inherit skills. So there's a lot of building your own demon. Demons also have affinities for certain elements, noted by the plus sign, versus the minus, where they can use an ability that they don't match with, but for a higher cost and oftentimes less effective. But now you're forced to critically think how to build a specialized demon. Or you could still say fuck it. Now, should you be in need of a demon you fused, you'll be able to call them back as long as you register them in your demon compendium, a book that records all demons owned and can be resummoned for a price. Or there are demon negotiations, which those are fun. Get asked personal questions and hope they don't spit in your face later. But what's even better are special demon conversations, where demons chat with demons. Any sort of SMT demon dialogue just doesn't miss. Miracles are boons given to the MC when defeating abscesses. Destroy these and miracles are added to the world of shadows, such as powering up certain affinities for the MC, being able to carry more demons, buying demons at a cheaper price, and being able to carry more demon essences. What are demon essences? The way the MC learns new moves is by demon essences, essentially demon skills. Using essences allows the player and other demons to learn other demons' movesets. For the Nahobino, it goes a step further, and you can adopt the demon's strengths and weaknesses. So there's a lot of stuff that pops off in the world of shadows, but can I just say, while Sophia is hot, damn, Mido will be missed.
Welcome to the Cathedral of Shadows, where demons gather.
It just wasn't the same, man. I miss having a sketch old dude telling me of a magical place where demons gather. So that's battle and battle-related things in a nutshell, but outside of battle, there is a huge netherworld to explore. Exploration felt good in SMT 5, although coming from Tears of the Kingdom, it did feel a little bare in terms of exploration skills. Just run and jump, baby, and my god, did I want to ascend through some of these buildings. Although simplistic, the running animation made it worth exploring alone. It felt like there was a new blue blur in town, baby. I love the run, the hair flowing, and it felt fast too. I love zipping around, fighting hidden crevices, jumping from tall buildings. It was just fun. Enemies are on the map for easy dodging. Love that if you're over leveled, they run away from you. You'll be finding treasures, Makatsui crystals to restore HP MP, demons to chat up with and gain side quests from, and Miman. Miman are what made exploring worth it. These suckers are well hidden, and these guys will give you glory to spend on miracles. And later in game, they drop some interesting lore. The mini-map is actually pretty good. Marking objectives, side quests, treasures, I never got lost. Sometimes it was a puzzle figuring out how to get there, but I rather that than a straight shot. The environments were consistently interesting, keeping an eye out for leyline founts, which are your save points where you have access to shops, and the world of shadows. Overall, the graphics were kind of alright, certainly had choppy edges or didn't load the right way. A girl literally had a broken leg from far away, but as you get closer, her bones pop right back into place. Don't get me wrong, considering where SMT has started, it has come a long way. It does look good, I just know it could look better, but the Switch can only handle so much. Either way, I for one was pleased to see my king in all of his thick, vascular glory. And lastly, something I was so thrilled to hear, the music. Possibly a hot take, but this is easily my least favorite SMT OST. Not bad, and to be fair, trying to follow up the masterpiece OST that is SMT4, or technically SMT4A, which used like 95% of 4's music, was a big ask. Kinda wild that Ryota Kozuka is the same man who did SMT4's soundtrack, which is top tier. He was also involved with Persona and some of their dancing games. The area themes were pretty good, especially the first one. It sounded deserted and hopeless. Like, damn, what are you supposed to do in this barren wasteland? And as other areas opened up, they kept the same dreary vibe, but a little bit more upbeat at the same time. For me, it's about the battle themes, that hard rock, high octane life. SMT5 did not skimp out on the music with various battle themes and bosses. While my favorite theme belongs to the super boss, I'm gonna share with you Dancing Crazy Murder. And this is a suitable name because it sounds like what would play at a demonic club when shit gets out of hand and crazy murder happens. It's so hype. SMT5 was a pretty mixed bag among the community, but I'm proud to say that I was about it. In fact, I would go as far to say I would love an SMT5A sort of deal, because shit was clearly cut. One character got way more love than the other, and there's so much good juicy lore to explore and speculate over. It's probably too late now, but if they drop some story-based DLC, I'd be all over it. SMT has never missed with the lore, including this one, but this just scratches that itch and leaves me wanting more. The combat and exploration were fun, challenging. In fact, this was by far the hardest SMT game throughout. Should you give SMT5 a try, don't be discouraged. Dying is all part of the experience. And if you're like me, you'll get revenge on those fuckers in New Game Plus, which allows you to breeze through the game, keeping items, levels, and demons. I love SMT so much. It's a series I recently got into last year, and I want to encourage everyone who isn't afraid of a challenge to give this franchise a go. I've reviewed my first ever SMT, SMT3, and my favorite, SMT4, and look forward to Strange Journey and, of course, more Persona. As always, love your faces, support me on Patreon if you like what I do, and I'll see ya in the next video. Mwah!